a new day. Some things are different, but nothing has changed. Still got my number, still got my name. Tell everybody I'm back in the game. This is my time, faster than ever, hungry and I'm going to come back and take what is mine, bigger and better. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. Some things are different, but nothing has changed. Still got my number, still got my name. Tell everybody I'm back in the game. Saddle, cut to the chase. I ain't somebody who stays in one place. Ready to go, I'm coming to play. You better know I still got something to say. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. Some things are different, but nothing has changed. Still got my number, still got my name. Tell everybody I'm back in the game. match I couldn't handle. No one else could ever hold a candle. Get ready for a battle, cause you know that I was born for this. I was born for this. Never met a match I couldn't handle. No one else could ever hold a candle. Get ready for a battle, 'cause you know I was born. I tell you I was born for this. Ain't nothing gonna stop me now. I was born for this.
I literally just made it in from North Wilkesboro Speedway for Monday duties here, and I welcome you to now iRacing on LSRTV. It is the SIM500 NC811 Call Before You Dig Cup Series. Tonight, we're at the world's greatest race course, the racing capital of the world, if you will, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Virtually tonight, it is going to be a fun time as we get you ready to strap in for round number 19. It's the 5th annual running of the Brickyard 200 on your home for sim racing. Closing in on a decade of iRacing coverage. Good evening, I am Wesley Outland. Joined alongside is John Muschin Jr. Charles Wooten is the man punching the boards for, of course, Rocket Media, Live Sim Racing TV. And John, Indianapolis, It is fun. It is exciting. We are going to see an exciting race, I believe, for SIM500. You just got to love the rectangle 2.5 mile here in Hoosier, Indiana.
Well, to be completely honest with you, Wesley, if tonight goes anything like last night did, yeah, it's going to be an interesting race. The Xfinity cars last night here, we had a great race. Only one caution throughout the entire run. The good news is this car is a little bit more stable, believe it or not, than the Xfinity car was last night. It's still really loose on exit of turn, like going through the middle and coming exit of all 4 of these turns. The car wants to break loose, so we'll see how these guys can handle it all night, but it's going to be a great one here at the Brickyard.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one here at the Brickyard. Let's take a look at your weather conditions as we get you set up here tonight at the Yard of Bricks and get you set it. 79 degrees air temperature, wind speed at 2 miles an hour. Track temp, John, 121 degrees Fahrenheit. Are you kidding me? I'm going to burn my hand thinking about it.
I want somebody to pull up and show me when it's ever been a track temp of 121 at Indy, but whatever.
Wow.
That's just going to make things even more interesting for these guys because, as you know, Wesley, a hot track equals a slick track, and it's already slick for these guys. Now, let's cover something real quick. Fuel mileage. We're going to look at about 34 to 37 laps on fuel with these guys. However, tire wear is going to dictate more or less when these guys come in because last night we saw a really big fall off on tires. And also, you know, we saw these guys shifting a lot at Pocono. Remember when they were at Pocono last week? We saw some downshifting going through the turns. That's not going to be the case tonight. I've been riding along with quite a few of these guys tonight, and there is no downshifting. They are keeping this thing in 5th and wound up around the entire track.
Oh, by the way, don't forget, we're off next Monday night here for iRacing on LSRTV for SIM500. But then I'm telling you, we come back for a 3-week stretch, John, that includes Michigan, Watkins Glen, and Daytona International Speedway under the lights. That will determine who's going to the playoffs. If you want to put yourself in the round of 20, you better make something happen here tonight.
Oh, yeah, it's got to start tonight, Wesley, at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Like you said, we're going to Michigan. And, I mean, Michigan's not as big of a question mark for some of these guys as is Watkins Glen. And then, of course, the plate track, Daytona. As you and I have both seen in the past, Daytona can really determine your fate as far as the playoffs goes. So, you know, now is the time to get something going. Get you a top 10, get you a top 5, get you a win if you can, because you've got 2 really big, crazy tracks coming up at the end of this run to determine who's going to make it into 20.
Yeah, we got all these guys now getting this opportunity to get their qualifying wrapped up, and qualifying is ongoing right now. As of course, Brian Macklin looks like he's set the bar 52.78 to a 53.19 by Jose Gonzalez. And John, suffice to say, Daniel Falkingham stuck in the top 20 right now.
They're not qualifying yet, buddy. We got about another 50 seconds to go.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, we're practicing. My apologies. Yeah,
that's interesting. I guess Kenny was never really a fan of this track to begin with, though. If you think back on it, he didn't have a whole lot of luck here.
Yeah, he never really had a lot of luck here, so that's the reason why he's hating on the place. In my opinion, I thought Indianapolis Motor Speedway was just historic. Listen, I know it's an IndyCar track, John, okay? I understand it's an open-wheel track. But, you know, and here's something that I didn't realize until listening to Dale Jr. Download the other day with Mike Joy, one of the great broadcasters of our industry.
That was a great podcast, wasn't it?
They raced modified cars at Daytona. Yeah. Where was I at when they raced modified cars at Daytona? I mean, holy cow. You know, I mean, but it's that we saw it happen this past Saturday with the IndyCar, NASCAR Xfinity deal, practice as well. I mean, you got to pay homage to the sport. And in my opinion, I got nothing against road course racing, John, but I just love the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I've been there for the month of May and the Indy 500 a couple of years ago. I have been there in not the Brickyard 400, but I mean, obviously from the races I've seen on TV growing up. It's just like being at North Wilkesboro today, John, for the next couple of days. It's just historic. It's history. And that's what's wrong when I think a lot of people in the sport is they're forgetting about the history of where things go.
That, and look, let's be honest. And you know me, I don't really spare my words here. I'm going to tell you what I think. I did not enjoy the race this weekend on the road course. You had just so much chaos and calamity. You know, people just doing really stupid things that they wouldn't normally do. I mean, if they would just stick to the original platform we had here with the cars going, as they say, roundy round, you know. But the thing is, if you look back,
I like the roundy round.
Exactly. If you look back at some of the races we've had in the past with different packages, they were amazing races. Like when we had the wicker on top of them, stuff like that. Yeah. You know, they can improve on that. I don't think we need a road course here. I really don't. I didn't enjoy the race, and I know a lot of fans share my opinion, and some don't, and that's okay too. But I'm with you, buddy. We should stick to doing exactly what they're doing right now, going fast and turning left.
Well, John, you understand that the reason why they ran the road course was because it was all about, bottom line, it was during COVID. It was during the pandemic. And obviously they had to try to find a way to supplement and make it work. That's why they did what they did. That was the idea of the road course. That was the idea of the Daytona road course, if you remember. It was all about trying to accompany people, as Scott Simley is on track right now qualifying. But, you know, I mean, I for one, I like the 2.5 mile racetrack. I like the rectangle that is Indianapolis. I like Daytona. Road courses, maybe once in a while, once in a blue moon, but go back to where you started from, in my opinion, for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, here's the thing, though. You just said a very interesting and fascinating point, okay? Go back to where you came from. Now, there are purists in this sport that would argue that original NASCAR races broke their teeth hauling moonshine on the back roads of North Carolina, and that's true, which was, as you know, road course racing, basically.
That's right.
But this sport grew to what it is today on oval track, good old oval track racing with rivalries and Earnhardts and all kinds of stuff. What is Eric Arnold doing? Oh, my goodness.
Well, Eric Arnold right now actually is sitting on the #1 pole position.
As you say that.
Yeah.
And
well, here comes
Rivera pops up there. Wow. Yo, I tell you what, let's talk about Falkingham for a second. Now, this guy, for most of the season that we've been doing this, has been dominating SIM500. The last few weeks in this series and in the Xfinity Cup Series, his luck has gone crazy. Last night, right off the bat, he got some sort of a crazy penalty. I don't know exactly what happened. We never really got to the bottom of it. but he had to come in and pit on lap 1 and spent the entire race 1 lap down. So I don't know, man. Maybe Falkingham's got some bad gree going on in there.
Well, we'll certainly find out. Daniel Falkingham working his way to the short chute of the racetrack, of course, to the west end of the speedway. And just like that, he has already exited off of turn number 4 here at the world's greatest race course, coming down to the yard of bricks as he crosses under the start-finish line, the January 31st 39. And
nice
now,
lap.
oh, there you go. Fast time on his first qualifying lap by you, John.
Yes, sir. And from what I've been seeing tonight, that first lap is going to be the money lap. Now, of course, Falkingham could prove us all wrong again, but for most of the part that I've seen the guys running qualifying runs on track tonight in practice, that first lap was the best lap they got. And Falkingham needs this kind of lap right now, man. He needs that pole to turn his luck around. Wow, look at Dalton. Dalton came in with a 87 compared to Falkingham's 82. That's not a bad lap.
Yeah, I'm impressed with that. Let's see what kind of a lap he turns as he roars down the yard of bricks, ready to flash under the flag stand. Brian Workman in the flash in the colors of Morgan Shepherd's ride back in the day for the Victory Jesus Racing in Jesus entry. And pole position is right now Falkingham and 26 for Brian Workman. No doubt about it, John. He has got to pick it up on his second lap.
Yeah, he does. I'm not sure it's going to happen, though. But you know what? It's okay. Brian had a great run last night, too. Brian's been looking really good these last few weeks, really picking up the pace, getting his luck down. And there goes qualifying. It's over, so he's not going to get a second lap in. So here we go with the lineup.
You might get one. Well, no, we got that one warm-up session. Remember, if you're lucky, you might be able to make a lap or two if you're lucky.
No, we didn't even make a lap last night, man.
Yeah, I mean, just thank you for playing, as they always say.
It's a big thank you for playing. Thank you. Come again.
40 seconds on the clock. And there's a couple of drivers that are going to at least try to make whatever dagger adjustments they can and bonsai back on the racetrack as fast as they can. But for right now, Falkingham, John, same old song and dance. Falkingham right now. Oh, you choke on that, obviously. He looking for looking for win number 7. Pole number 7, win number 7 to go along with his 10 top 5s and 11 top 10s in the number 39 if he wins tonight.
Yada, yada. Sorry, that's not nice. Yes, Falkingham got his 7th pole tonight. Looking for that 7th win, but like I said, man, he's just got bad luck stamped all over his car right now. He's really got to turn his luck around. This is the way to do it. Start this car off on the pole and just stay out front, get that clean air on the nose the entire race, and roll with it. So
keep away from that mojo hojo. Right?
Yeah,
it's all about making it to the end.
All right, ladies, Louisiana, we're talking about cutting the chicken.
Yeah, bring it to a boil.
That's it.
Get spicy. All right, Indianapolis on the pole. Daniel Falkingham at 39. Tyler Dalton in the 19, row number 1 here at Indy. Row 2, Nelson Rivera in the 22. Richard Beasley in the number 10. Row 3 tonight, Bentley Glazier in the number 18. Jose Gonzalez in 26. Row 4, Brian Macklin in the 30. Eric Arnold, at one time he was in P1, not anymore. He is 8th. And to round out your top 10, David Comstock in the 13. Randy Yoakum, car number 8 here at Indianapolis. That's your first 5 rows.
Inside row 6, Bobby Wetzel to his outside, Tommy Ryan, that 99 car. Inside row 7, Kevin DeBrown in the 93. To his outside, Justin Mons coming in that 49 car. Inside row 8, Mike Kelly in the 2 car. To his outside, Robert Freer the 3rd in that MGD throwback 77 car of his. Inside row 9, Mike Montezi in the 6 car. To his outside, Stoney Binfield. That's going to be Eric Arnold's teammate. And rounding out your top 20, inside row 10, Glenn Campbell, the 44 car. To his outside, Elliot Henderson in 37.
Row number 11, Joey Jutina, the 14th, to fill the roles. Doug Roth in the 43. Row number 12, we'll find Jeff Ryan in the 3. Scott Simley in the number 12. Row 13, John Fowler in the 48. Brian Workman in the 74. Row 14 on the grid, Josh Park in the 81. Charles Woods in the car number 40. Rounded out your top 15, and I'll give you the rest of the rundown. Jimmy Coleman at 54. Ron Hollyfield in the number 1. That's your top 30. Doug Sigmund of the 04. Andrew Theft in number 90. 32. And final starter, inside, outside, pick a lane, be the monkey in the middle. Gerald Livingston in the 96. We'll start 33. Understanding Jeff Ryan, Brian Wortman unable to start, so if they do get back in the race, they'll be at least starting from the pit lane. All right. John, amongst the fuel strategy, my friend, what do you think we're going to see as far as tires, fuel?
Well,
getting prepared for this and the strategy to be here at the end of 200 miles.
We know these guys. We know that they love to gamble and just push it as far as they can. So I imagine we're going to see them, without cautions, see them roll all the way through the fuel tank. Like I said, somewhere between 34 and 37 laps, depending on where you're at in the pack there, and the drafting down the stretch of these long, quarter-mile long stretches they've got. So we'll see. Like I said, I think we're going to see these guys just go ahead and push all the way through the fuel mileage. Now, tire wear is going to be crazy, man. We're going to see almost a 2-second drop in time from the green flag to the time that they pit and take on tires and fuel. So it's going to be fun to watch. Now, as far as guys doing 2 tires later in the race, we did see a couple guys try that last night. It did not work out too well for them, so I don't know if we'll see it again tonight.
By the way, remember, it is 200 miles, 80 laps in the 5th annual running of the Brickyard 200. Ready to go. Green flag is in the air, ladies and gentlemen. You have a race. Look at them send it off into turn number 1, and you've got Falkingham and Dalton right there alongside. A big gaggle of traffic behind them as they'll work to the west end of the speedway, coming up, or the east end of the speedway, through the rectangle into turn number 1 and 2 to the backstretch, John.
Down the backstretch we go, and you can watch these guys snake around on back here, trying to break the draft, maybe gain some spots and the draft by people on the inside, and down into turn 3. Now, we're going to watch these guys the first, 3 or 4, maybe 5 laps. This car is going to be loose on exit, so we'll see if everybody gets through these turns okay, lap 1.
Remember, you mentioned that word snaking for sure. Keep an eye on that as we watch all these guys working their way back around the racetrack. A couple of laps. Hold on. Bonsai. I think it was Yoakum in the 8 car. Number 8, Randy Yoakum, zigged when he should have zagged on that play. And somehow, some way, he falls all the way almost to the back of the top. 15, top 20. He's falling way back there, John, on lap number 1.
Hey, Randy had a rough night last night, too, man. He, I don't know what happened exactly, but he retired on lap 20. Just went in the pits and quit, so he had enough of it. Wortman, by the way, is back on track. He started from the pits, I believe, so he's out there. He's going to try and get a race in. But, yeah, and I covered this earlier. These cars are wicked loose. The first few laps coming off exit, and, you know, it's not so bad on the backstretch. You've got a lot of room to catch it, but when you come off of turn 4, pit road entrance is right there. And when you get that loose and you're staring at the abutment of a brick wall, like you see right here as we ride on board with Eric Arnold, that little thing right there scares the heck out of you.
Yeah, definitely keep an eye on that as they work their way on board with Eric Arnold. 31 machine crossing start finish, back turn number 1 to the short chute to the east end of the speedway. Opening laps, Indianapolis, everybody. And honestly, John, this is exactly what they need to do. Get in a pack. No. Get in a line, tuck nose to tail, and knock some laps off. Don't want to have a wreck fest. By the way, what's your over-under tonight? Is the man that took the 3rd spot in the Tide Ride number 10 Atlanta winner. What a wild race that was at Atlanta.
Yes, it was.
And all the while, all this continues. John, I'm glad you're back. And one of the things I was saying, my friend, is the best thing to do is get in this conga line, go single file, because you want to knock some laps off.
Absolutely. And folks, bear with us. We're having some internet connection issues. Our producer's working on it right now. But yes, sir, if you watch, what's fun to do is you get a good camera angle looking down the stretch and just watch these guys coming down the stretch. You'll see the leaders try to snake around, break that draft from the guys behind them, gap between each car. And we see right now, Falkingham's got almost a 1-second lead. So it looks, Wesley, like we're back to the same old story with this cat, right?
That's right. Yes, sir. You're exactly right. So keep an eye on all of that going on right now. And Arnold.
The webs are not being nice, are they?
Yeah, Arnold's in that number 4 spot right now. I know we're having some type of technical issue, but stand by with us, ladies and gentlemen. We'll do our due diligent best to try to keep this for you on the air. If we have to go off air, we'll try to get back on as quickly as possible on the same live stream that we were on. You've got John in Louisiana. I'm in Wesley Outland in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. John, I'm telling you, man, it was so cool to announce iRacing North Wilkesboro events, and then, of course, to see the resurrection of this racetrack and being a part of it on the broadcast crew. Truly, truly humbling, truly special. Today was just practice, man, and then I hightailed it over here as quickly as I could. And, always enjoy doing iRacing with you, man, but it's very different when you're not in your studio and you're in mobile parks across the country.
I'll tell you what, I'm so jealous of you right now. How'd the track look, brother?
Man, if you go, when you get off the air today, buddy, if you get a chance to go to my Facebook wall, there was actually a live Facebook coverage on the network I work for, and you could be able to check it out, man. The lines on the racetrack, the painted walls. I've always said this, John, as we've watched now Beasley and Dalton and Arnold working their way off the short chute off the east end of the speedway back to the backstretch. It is amazing what you can do when you slap some lipstick on it.
That's right. Man, I just saw something out of Richard Beasley there. Did you see how loose he was coming off exit right there? Now, you know what that's going to do? That's going to burn that right rear tire off. And we talked about this last night. The guys that can take care of that right rear tire are going to be the ones you'll see at the end of this race up front. We see Arnold. He's gone up to third now. He's gained 5 spots since the start of this race, but he's been real smooth about it. He's taking care of that right rear tire, so we'll see how it lasts for him. Meantime, Beasley back on the inside now, battling with Arnold, take that spot back. And right behind them, you got Gonzalez, the Macho Taco, looking to make a part of this fight.
Ole!
Ole, 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 ole.
Yes, sir.
Looks like Cody's got this. Ooh, I saw a tank slap there by Beasley, I think.
Yes, sir. Man.
Didn't mean to walk on you, brother. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. You're good. I understand we're having some tech signal problems, so we might have a little delay. You know, you ever heard of that net code or jet lag? We have the same thing in the broadcast sometimes where we might chat up on top of one another. But anyhow, Beasley. John, I'm telling you, man, you think of Beasley, you think of the momentum he is still carrying in that Tide Ride number 10 after winning that wild race. We'll never forget it, Atlanta.
Oh, that was a great run for Richard. You're right. He's been riding that momentum since that race and looking great right now up inside the top 5, fighting with Arnold right now. And look at this. You got Macklin and Gonzalez back here. 4-car fight for third spot. In the meantime, you know what? Falkingham sees this in his mirror. He's like, yeah, fellas, go right ahead. I'm out. Peace. Dalton, too.
That's right. Peace up, A-Town. I got it going on. As Falkingham is the man up in front, Dalton second. And all the while, it looks like we're trying to keep an eye on this battle between Arnold and Macklin, Gonzalez, Beasley, all in this conga line of traffic. Chaos and mayhem as they go back into turn.
Oh, wow.
Hold on. Oh, he got sideways there for just a moment. What a save.
Crossover move by Macklin to 30 as Arnold ducked down the inside on the entrance of that corner. And Macklin gets out of shape coming off of turn 4. He's going to get lose a couple spots here as you see Gonzalez bump drafting Eric Arnold all the way down the stretch. Now he's going to duck down the inside, going to try and take this position going into turn 1.
Yeah, all the while, all that continues. Going back around. Start, finish. Here we go again. Yes, sir.
We're already 10 laps into this race, Wesley. This thing's flying by, man.
We are. So basically 2.5 miles, 2.5 mile racetrack, 10 laps in. We're about, what, 20 miles in? 20 miles into this race so far.
25, almost 30 laps in. And I'll tell you what, I'm looking at, we got 80 laps on this race. They got 3 sets of tires. This is gonna be a very interesting race to see because, I mean, with the amount of tires they've got, they can, oh, wow, Beasley got out of shape right there.
Oh, my. Hold on there.
That's the biggest difference I'm seeing right now between the A car last night, tonight, and the B car last night, the Xfinity car and Cup car. These cars seem to be staying looser longer. Last night in the Xfinity cars, it tightened up after about, oh, into the wall. Who was that? Arnold.
That's Macklin.
Macklin.
Nelson Rivera collected.
Is out.
Yellow flag will fly for the first time here at the world's greatest race course here for the SIM500 Cup Series. and they were in the west end of the speedway. It looked like coming off of turn number 1 and 2, and you'll see it right now, the replay. The east end of the speedway is what I meant to say, John. Let's see where it happened.
Eric Arnold really high right here through this turn. He's come off here. He's going to get hit by, he got hit by Rivera. Rivera looks like he got loose and tagged Arnold. Arnold went up the wall, came back down and got him and Macklin. And right there, Robert Ferreira got up in the wall also trying to avoid these guys. My goodness.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking right there.
Hey, you know what we haven't talked about? The fragility of these cars. These things tend to damage really easily. I can't help but wonder how much damage that 31 car's got from that hit.
I think you're exactly right. Man, oh man, what a heartbreak.
Right now, he's still being shown in 5th, and I'm looking at the front of his car. It's not too bad. I mean, he's got some cosmetic damage, but the front tire, which is very important, is still attached.
Well, John, we're 12 laps in this time by. Do you see any takers coming down to the pit lane, or is it just still too early here at the famous Yard of Bricks in Indianapolis right now?
I think we'll see some takers. I think possibly some mid-pack guys. I don't know about the leaders. I'm a little iffy about them, but, I mean, we're 12 laps into 80. We got 3 sets of tires, so I think we might see some guys come down pit road. Let's see what happens here.
Well, we'll see if if he's correct for sure. I mean, I would think that maybe somebody might be some takers to come in, and it looks like there's a lot of psych jobs going on. Beasley plays psych, and so did.
Wow!
Wow, he got Walkenham stuck in the pits.
No, everybody came in but those 2 guys. That's interesting. Oh, wait, we got some more guys staying out. Okay, Parker stayed out.
Tyler Dalton and Richard Beasley did not pit, John. Falkenham pitted.
The Parker stayed out. Who else?
It was Beasley,
Scott Simley,
Tyler Dalton, Richard Beasley, Josh Parker, and Scott Simley. Everyone else is in their pit stalls.
So right now, I got the 31. He's got some damage. He's getting that fixed. I believe. I don't know if he's gonna stay and get it all fixed. We'll find out. He's got his left sides on now. I'm in pit lane with him, and he is gonna go ahead and get that damage fixed.
Yes, sir.
So he's going to lose a lot of spots for that, but that's okay. We're under caution, and he'll have to start in the back, but he'll get that damage fixed. In the meantime, wow, look at this. Tyler Dalton and Richard Beasley. I wish we could go back and see the replay of that pit entrance and see the games that were being played. And I don't know if Beasley stayed out on purpose or if he got suckered there. That was funny.
13 of 80 laps right now. Putting us under the yellow flag here.
Hey, I will be right back. I'm going to see if I can't get down to pit road and talk to a couple of guys. I know we can't hear it over the air, but I just want to get some questions answered.
All right. So we'll try to see if we can grab some interviews along the way, get some thoughts about some stuff. And 12 of 80 laps here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. By the way, quick reminder, the NC811 Call Before You Dig SIM500 Cup Series off next Monday. And then we come back for that 3-way race swing and to make it into the round of 20 that I mentioned. Of course, Michigan, Watkins Glen, and Daytona International Speedway all coming up August the 15th, the 22nd, and the 29th. And then we take off for another week. We return on September the 12th, actually after a couple of 2 weeks. 1 week off on September 5th for obviously Labor Day. And then we reset for September 12th and the run for the playoffs. So, yeah, man, I'm telling you, fun time here tonight. A little, but lights off for the pace cars. What I meant to say. We'll get ready to set this up again. Hey, what I meant to say. Finally, been out in the heat all day at North Wilkesboro. Had a brain freeze. I want to remind you, we are live right back here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Coming up later on tonight, Justin Prince and myself is on the iRacing on LSRTV and simulcast on the Community Radio Network call of the Northwest Racing Series. The Cup cars are here at Indianapolis. The trucks are here at Indianapolis. And that'll be your coverage of iRacing broadcasts this week. Oh, and by the way, there is a special charity race that I'd like to remind you all. We'll have all details coming soon on that throughout our broadcast tonight for SIM500 and the Northwest Racing Series. But that will be all details on the LSRTV Facebook. LSRTV Facebook. The details are there for that charity race, a special Wednesday night charity race that will be at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 Central. And, of course, that is Wednesday night. And then we have also the Northwest Racing Series trucks. John Muschin Jr. joining me, as well as hopefully Greg Rance. Greg is still trying to get all of his gremlins and hooks and all that stuff in the proper connection again for the Northwest Truck Series. Here we go. We're ready. Pace car will dive on into the pit lane. John, we're ready to do this again. They're in the Geico restart zone, and we are back to it here at the Yard of Bricks. They roar past it, and Tyler Dalton will send it now as the new leader of the 1940 to turn number 1.
Tyler Dalton's your new leader. However, let's keep in mind, folks, those are old tires compared to about, fourth on back. You got Falkham all over the back bumper of Parker. Real quick, though, I want to cover something if I can. Just want to give a shout-out to Glenn Campbell tonight, racing with a very heavy heart. His mother passed away this morning. She'd been ill for a few years, according to Glenn, but the finality of it was this morning. She passed away after a long illness. So I just want to say thoughts and prayers out to Glenn. I've known Glenn a few years, man, and this is a hard one for him.
I'm sorry to hear that. Our thoughts and prayers are with everyone of the family in mourning at this time. Man, that's tough.
Yeah, I can't imagine that. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm so close to my parents, and man, I hit home. But
John, believe it or not, hey, listen, I don't fault you one bit, man. I'm hitting 40 years old, and I still have a relationship with my mother and father to this day.
Oh, you have to.
And I'm a grown man with a son that's a teenager growing up to be a man of my own. So I totally get it, my friend. I get it.
But I did get a chance to talk to one of the, I shouldn't say participants, one of the guys involved in that incident, Eric Arnold. About a minute and 45 seconds worth of damage, but no suspension damage, so they were able to pound out the cosmetic damage. He did restart, I believe, 22nd, if I'm not mistaken, and he's going to try and work his way back up through the field. So just a lot going on track. Jeff Ryan's back. I'm not sure if he's going to try and get on track and compete, but he did get back in after his connection issues. And let's not forget, we got guys that are right around that 20, car number 20 cutoff, the 20th. I don't know, what am I trying to say here, Wesley? I'm sorry.
The round of 20 cutoff?
Thank you. That's what yes. You got a lot of guys here. Let's take a look at that real quick in the points. Down there in 20th right now, you've got Nelson Rivera, who was involved in that wreck earlier. He's missed a couple races, but he has really good, strong runs. He's got a win, so that helps him a little bit. Right outside, you got Justin Mons, Glenn Campbell, who we just talked about, Bobby Wetzel, Doug Roth. These guys are all in striking distance, if you will, of being able to get into the top 20. So they need some good things to happen in this race tonight.
Yeah, a lot of great things going on. And Buckingham, Gonzalez, Kelly, Ryan, Comstock, the top 5, working their way down the front straightaway, across the famed Yard of Bricks here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. John Muschin Jr., I'm Wesley Outland. This is round 19 and the 5th annual running of what is the Brickyard 200, which, by the way, the Brickyard 400 used to be the official distance, which is 400 miles, 160 laps. Cut that in half tonight for the 5th time. A half century, not a half century, holy cow, that'd be 50 years. A half a decade, if you will. A half decade, John, will be the 5th running, and that is 200 miles, 80 laps around.
Now, you are, of course,
Indianapolis
referring to the iRacing version of it.
I am, yes, sir.
Yeah, because we started running these standard cars, as they
laps
call
on the
them.
road course.
Yeah, we started running these standard cars, as they call them, back in, 94, I think, was the first race? Yeah,
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I guess.
Earnhardt
yes,
Sr.
sir.
and those guys did all the testing in, 91, 92, and I remember that, clear as a bell. I was watching a lot of that live back then, but yeah, so we've been on the bricks for a long, long time here in these taxi. I think they call them taxi cabs up there. You know, the Indianapolis purists.
Yes.
I don't want to go watch those taxi cabs drive on Indianapolis Motor Speedway. No, that's not fun.
Well, it's like we said, you got so many people that are like, you know, yeah, I agree, yeah, I don't agree, you know, but at the end of the day, you got to love what you're doing. And you got to love, in my opinion, I think it's awesome, you know, to see what they've done with iRacing. You know, I was in the booth at North Wilkesboro today, John, and one of the things that we were talking about was maybe everything, the tides got turning, the wheels got spinning, to bring North Wilkesboro Speedway back to reality at a real racing basis because of what Dale Jr. and many people did, having the iRacing version of North Wilkesboro. And the same could be said here about Indianapolis, man. How many people dream to be able to want to race around Indianapolis? How many drivers that we've talked to on numerous occasions, John, have used the iRacing or racing virtual simulator to allow them to get the knowledge to learn how to hit their marks, know the turns, know where they need to brake, know where they need to gas up, know where they need to be aggressive or not, and find that winning edge. Hey, first time, Denny Hamlin won at Pocono, John. Both times in the year, he dominated 2 years in a row, back-to-back, when they used to have 2 races a year. He won, John.
In a pit road.
Well, he won because he was driving iRacing, is what I was going to say. And that is car number 40.
Oh, Don Fowler.
Oh, Fowler's in trouble.
No caution, though.
But I was going to say, to segue that into iRacing, John, you would be surprised how many real race car drivers, dirt, pavement, road course, reality, doesn't matter, take advantage of this iRacing simulator to help them be better race car drivers in reality.
You know, and that's a great point. Now, what Denny Hamlin did back in the day was amazing for the iRacing world. Especially when he got on live air and they asked him, how did you get so good? You've never been here before. Well, I did this simulator. And that was great for this, you know, for our iRacing community. But it didn't really take off until Dale Jr. became a bigger part. He's always been a part of sim racing, always been a part of iRacing, but really became outspoken with it back in, I'd say, like 2014, 15, somewhere in that area. That's what really took off getting attention. But back to this race. What we just saw, well, sort of saw, it was kind of way back in the mid-pack there, but is a prime example of loose off and not catching it. John Fowler lost it and slid all the way into the pit road wall, like I said earlier, and that's a hazard here at Indy right now with this car, and it just seems to get worse the longer this run goes. Now, we've been back to green for about, what, 8 laps?
Yeah, it's been probably about 8 or 9 laps now that we've
this is where we started seeing guys really lose control last run, too. Like just now, you saw that car of 13, Dave Comstock right there, that Monster Energy car, step out of shape right there. So, you know, I really thought we wouldn't see too much of that tonight. I don't know why I thought that. Maybe practice, I don't know. But I'm just really amazed at how loose these cars are and seem to get looser as the run goes on.
Buckingham, Gonzalez, Kelly, Ryan, Comstock, the top 5. Brown, Wetzel, Campbell, Montesi, Rivera, the top 10. And that's the way it stands. And, John, I got to give props to the 30 and the 22. They were involved in the first caution, the only caution of the 5th annual Brickyard 200, and they have already climbed back in to the top 10.
Yes, they have climbed up the rungs there, but, hey, let's talk about guys who aren't climbing up. You remember those 4 guys that stayed out? Josh Parker, Beasley, Dalton, and Simley?
Sure.
Well, right now, Parker is 15th, Dalton is 21st, Beasley is 24th, and Simley is 25th. So I'm sure that they're like, note to self, next time we pit.
Note to self, next time you better pit.
Right? I mean, they are dropping like rocks back there. Right now, Parker seems to be hanging on. He's the only one. Dalton's gone way back. Beasley, Simley, they're just way, way back in the pack, getting passed by everybody right now. Good news is they could have a set of spare tires at the end of the race that nobody else has if that comes to it, but I don't know if it will or not.
Buckingham, Gonzalez, Kelly, Ryan, Comstock. Right now, the top 5. That's the way it stands. As it stands right now, as they work their way now past Turn number 4, start-finish line. Across the yard of bricks. We're closing in, believe it or not, on lap number 24 of this race. They're getting it done. They're having a great time here in the Brickyard 200. And honestly, John, we mentioned this, mind you, remember, we're kind of closing in on what will be these final remaining races before you punch your ticket into the playoffs. And bottom line, what great racetracks. Michigan, Watkins Glen, Daytona. Talk about character.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you've literally got almost every type of racetrack, except for short tracks. But, I mean, you've only got 4 races left, right? But, yeah, you've got a road course in there. You've got a super speedway in there, and you got a plate track in there. Can't ask for more than that. Real quick, so the guys that all pitted on lap 12 and that caution came out, they're good to go one more pit stop to the end. They can make it to the end on one more pit stop. Parker, Dalton, Beasley, and Simley, they're going to have to pit soon within the next 7 laps, I'd say, 7, 8 laps. And then they're going to have to pit one more time. They really they really messed up unless we have another caution. I don't know. That might even the field for them. But if we go green all the way, they are in trouble.
Back straight away. And John, something I've noticed as well as we're closing in on 30 laps into this race here, cloud cover is settling in over this racetrack as well. Man, it got cloudy fast.
Yes, it did. And I'll tell you what, normally that would affect the track temperature in a great way. But, dude, we've gone up 5 degrees since we started this race. We started at 121 degrees. Right now, it's 126 degrees track temperature. That's hot. That's hot and slick. That's spicy.
That's spicy. Got to bring it up to a boil. We ain't even let it. We're simmering right now. All right.
Yeah, we're just simmering right now. That's right.
Yeah, just letting it simmer right now.
I tell you what, Falkingham, I was just going to say, I don't know what you were going to say, but he has not really climbed out to that big of a gap as he did last time.
No, I think he's just kind of waiting patiently, being possum right now. Still a long way to go in this race, I believe.
Maybe trying to take care of those tires.
Yeah.
And we're riding him, watching Glenn Campbell in that 44. Glenn, the Rhinestone Racer Cowboy. Of course, we talked about riding with a very heavy heart tonight. His words exactly. I just needed a couple hours to get away and not think. So he's going to do that here in the car. Right on the back bumper of Mike Montesi there. Little bump draft there, Wesley.
So listen, John, everybody has a different way of coping and healing. And I'll be honest with you, whenever my uncle passed away back in December, and we were talking back then as well, me and you as friends on the iRacing broadcasting side of things as well, I didn't want to stop. I didn't want to mourn. I was upset, shocked, but I had to quickly get right back on the air and do a college basketball, or do a basketball broadcast, take my mind off of what the frustrations and the hurt was. And I can totally understand the reason why Glenn Campbell is also doing the same thing. And in homage and respect of his memory of his mother, we will be pausing on lap 44, just after halfway. Lap 44 with a moment of silence to pay homage and respects from the SIM500 to the iRacing LSRTV family to Mr. Glenn Campbell.
That sounds like a plan. Glenn's having a pretty good run, too. Right now, sitting in 8th place. He just got past Montesi. And, again, if you watch the way he's attacking these turns, he's not driving in too hard. But the most important thing is he's keeping that right rear from chattering, from sliding. And that gives him a little extra grip coming off the corner, which is very important because you want to get good grip coming off the corner, get as much speed down the straight as you can going into the next turn. And those are the guys that are going to be successful tonight. Was either the guys that keep that right rear tire happy, as we drivers like to say. Keep that tire happy, keep it kind of cool if you can, and keep the grip in it as long as you can into the run. And he's doing a great job of that. We were just talking about Falkingham up front, not really leaving the field behind like he did that first run. Well, since we said that, he's gained almost 2/10. So maybe he's done taking care of his tires. I don't know.
Falkingham's still the man out in front, by the way. 75 miles into this race here as we approach another 10 laps. And believe it or not, one 100 miles into tonight's race. Don't forget, we're back here at Indianapolis again, John. Indy again.
For the Northwest guys, right?
Yes. Northwest Cup Series. Yes.
That's going to be tonight after this race, the Cup Series, and then Thursday night, the trucks. Ooh, I just get chills thinking about them trucks, man.
Man, how much fun have you had the last couple of weeks being able to jump in and being a part of it?
I really enjoyed it. I really have. I like watching. I love watching. I love racing open setup races, but I love watching them too. As we see on track right now, Comstock all over the back door of Bobby Wetzel in that 9 car, looking to make some sort of a move here. Probably going to draft him right down to the turn, trying to push him through that turn a little bit, get him a little tight, maybe make a move here. Maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, those guys in the Northwest Series, both Cup and Truck, they put on one heck of a show every single week.
Yeah, they certainly do. And mind you, ironically, it just works out that sometimes, John, they're up ahead or they're behind, or SIM500 is ahead or behind. It just works out for this upcoming week that Indianapolis is on the card for both SIM500. You're watching now on iRacing on LSRTV, and for the Northwest Racing Series as well. Charles Wooten having fun, pushing the buttons, getting things.
Wow, look at how slick those guys are right there. I saw a lot of guys sliding their back tires right there. The 44 of Glenn Campbell down the inside now of Comstock in that 13 car. Going to make the pass going down into 1 right here. Comstock's going to let him have it and back off, let him clear him. And now Glenn Campbell, that 44 car, sets his sights on teammate Bobby Wetzel in that Mustang.
By the way, I understand that they got a hold of some bubble gum and duct tape and WD-40 in one of the haulers.
I'm about to say you got to phone the WD-42 now.
Hey, look, if you can't duck it,
I know.
Right?
I know. I know where you're going with that. It's actually an old military saying, by the way.
That is true. You're exactly right. Thank you for your service, John.
No, you're welcome. I find it so interesting. Falkingham, he's so hot and cold these days, but right now he's hot, up to half a second ahead of the rest of the gang here. But look at who's riding third, Mike Kelly. Somebody we don't get to talk too much about up inside the top 10, top 5, just because of a string of bad luck races he's had this season. But right now, driving that 2 car, that Ford Mustang, that beautiful, it's a PPG car, up there in 3rd place. But he's got Tommy Ryan all over his back door. Tommy Ryan's another one, Wesley. A lot of bad luck these last few weeks.
Yeah, Tommy Ryan. And you know, back to what you were talking about, Falkingham, points leader, man up in front, looking to do well again. He goes on this, it's kind of like that song by Avril Lavigne, You're Hot and You're Cold, you know? One minute you're hot, hot, and then you're just falling by the wayside. And the bottom line is he some tracks he struggles with, and I think that also shows, John. And then there's other tracks where, like, literally put him up in front, open book, shut case. I mean, look at how good Falkingham's car is. He came down to the pit lane, past those other cars in the early going, and he bypassed them like they were sitting ducks, and still was on the clinic getting it done. So for sure, there's Kelly. He's in the 3rd spot. That PPG Menards Paints 811 entry. And John, you know what I thought was so cool, man? At the racetrack today, I saw a Connecticut 811. Call before you dig. Bobby Wetzel, hold on, you're getting loose.
Wow, way out of shape was Wetzel in that 9 car. But looks like he's going to save it and get right back in line right there, right in front of the 22 car, who probably didn't appreciate that. But, hey, let's talk about pit stops real quick.
Yes,
we
sir.
are at lap 34, which is where I thought the limit was on fuel, between 34 and 37. So we've got 4 guys on track right now who have not pitted yet at all. It's Parker in the 81, Tyler Dalton in the 19, Scott Sibley in that 12 car, and Beasley was riding some momentum with a win a couple weeks back at Atlanta. Now falls all the way back to 23 spots from where he started. Now, of course, those guys kind of got suckered into not pitting on that pit stop, that caution we had earlier, Wesley. But we should be seeing them duck into the pits here any minute now.
Any minute now, we'll see the cavalry make their way onto the pit lane with Falkingham, Gonzalez, Kelly right there in 3rd, Ryan behind them, and DeBrown the top 5. That's the way it stands as they are working their way back around the east end of the speedway, down to the west end of the racetrack, into turn number 3 and 4. This track is 2.5 miles. It's a rectangle facility. and it is exciting, and it is fun. And believe it or not, John, we are closing in, my friend, on the first 100 miles here at the Brickyard.
First 100 miles. Wow, man. I'll tell you what. Now, I'm also watching some stuff going on in the back of the, not in the back, mid-pack, I guess you would say, right around 14th, 15th. Eric Arnold had climbed his way back up to 13th. He's now back to 14th, and just now got passed up by Joey Jatina.
Yes,
and
sir.
The 49 car of Mons got by him, and now he's looking at giving up one more spot. So I don't know if maybe he burned some tires up early, trying to get back up to the front, but he's struggling right now as we see him on screen here. That's him in the 31 car. Right behind him is an interesting looking car, that Crown Royal car of Charles Woods. That's a new paint job for Charles. I'm not going to say anything about that, Cody. I'm behaving myself, sir. Yes, it does. And
Yes,
I think
sir.
that's the vanilla, the Crown Royal vanilla. Let me tell you, you take a little bit of that and mix it with some 7-Up, you've got yourself a drink, sir. All right, John. John's bartending lessons are now closed.
No, bar's open.
Bar's always open at my house. But anyway, we have a race on track.
I
By the
opened
way,
that door. It's my fault. I'll admit that.
we do have a couple of cars that have dropped out. John Fowler and Robert Freire both have parked and left the premises. So we started this race with 33 cars. We're now down to 31 on track, but I believe we've got 30 cars even. Yes. Still on lead lap. And here we go. Tyler Dalton ducking down pit road.
Here comes Dalton,
Lap
SIM500
37.
Ford onto the pit lane, closing in on halfway. John, any more takers you think are going to pit now? Green flag pit stops?
We know for a fact that Beasley, Simley, and Parker will be on pit road probably the next lap or two. Now,
That's
like
right.
I said earlier, those are the guys that did not pit yet, okay? But the rest of the field pitted on lap 12 under caution. They can go all the way to lap 46, I think. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, lap 46. Oh, caution's out. Oh, no.
Right
This is going to
before
work out for Tyler
halfway.
Dalton, though.
Caution out, second time, right
Wait, is
before the
Tyler Dalton the
halfway
caution?
mark here. Oh, it's
Oh,
Dalton.
he is the
Oh,
caution.
no.
Oh, no.
Caution for Dalton in 19. Are you serious?
Nope, I'm John.
He's Here's your
Yeah,
replay.
on pit exit. I know what happened. I know exactly what happened. I call it before you get it right there. He hit that bump coming up. Nick got him. I don't know. I really don't. Maybe because it's considered on the road course, and for whatever reason, iRacing has the road courses flagged as caution areas on this oval version. I don't know, but it shouldn't
Maybe
be
because we had a very long green flag run and the powers that be decided it was time to throw a yellow again.
Possibly. Maybe. I don't know. The good news is if he doesn't get a black flag right there, he'll be able to
Thank you
stay
for
out. There's
playing.
no damage on the car. And he's got brand new tire. I mean, he's literally just coming off pit road. He'll be able to stay out right here. That might pay off for him. Yeah. So we'll see how it works out for him. Now, this is kind of an iffy situation here because I think we're going to see here, this is probably going to be our money stop, Wesley. And I'll tell you why. If these guys can go 37 laps on fuel, we're at lap 39 now. They'll hit pit road on lap 40, go back to green on lap 43. They might be able to go all the way if this race goes caution-free from this point. You still there?
Caution out here. I believe we're going to try to cover some green flag pits, our yellow flag pit stops, and then we're going to step away for our first commercial timeout. As right now, we're going to see any takers. Are you there? Are you coming in? Yes, they are. Here comes almost the entire cavalry led by Falkingham. Gonzalez with a bonsai fake.
Bad move.
Did you see that?
That was a bad move.
I got excited for nothing. No, I didn't really. That was
No,
great.
I mean, it's. I don't know, man. Maybe he thinks it's not going to look. Doug Roth didn't pit either. There are a few guys that are going to stay out here. The 3-car of Jeff Ryan, but he's a lap down. But yeah, that's a. I don't know, man. I don't know about that call. I like Jose. Great guy, fun to race with, but I don't know about that call.
Pit stops, and pit stops all going on right now here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
I don't know what happened with Rivera and Montezi, but they didn't even stop. They missed their pits.
Wow. Are you? Oh, wow.
Yeah, they both missed their pit. They just drove through pit road.
What were they thinking, John?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I mean, hey, buddy, you're going the wrong way. We're going to step away. We're going to take a moment to thank our sponsors, people that make it happen. We're back in a moment. We're just at halfway, 100 miles, the fifth running of the Brickyard. 200. We're back from Indianapolis iRacing on LSRTV. Hey, it's broadcast personality Wesley Outlet up topside at one of the great racetracks of the world, the Caraway Speedway. And I'd like to remind you to join us every Wednesday afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern to 3 p.m. Eastern with coverage of Finish Line, where we talk to everybody from NASCAR to grassroots, like right here at Caraway Speedway. Carolina's Fox Sports Radio affiliates, iHeartRadio, and on the Community Radio Network at 87.5 FM. And remember, thanks to Live Sim Racing Productions, you can actually see the guest panel, ask their questions, get interactive with us with comments and so much more in our chat box. Finish Line every Wednesday. Join us every week.
Your CRN, my CRN, our CRN. We are CRN. The Community Radio Network now and the new WCRN 87.9 FM. And still always anywhere worldwide at wearecrn.com. We are CRN. Welcome to the Community Radio Network. Follow us always via social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at CRN Sports. Plus, listen to the new CRN 87.9 and still anywhere worldwide at wearecrn.com. We are CRN.
And don't forget iRacing on LSRTV tonight for simulcast coverage, as well as on the Community Radio Network for the Cup cars right here at Indy. I ain't going nowhere. We're going to be right here tonight. Hope you can join us. Welcome back, John Mustian Jr. I am Wesley Outland. Yes. Oh, and breaking news, Charles Wooten back working with Race on Texas again, and he's got a new drone to play with. I believe I can fly.
No, we just lost our one viewer.
We're back to green, and by the way, we are in the final 100 miles here at the Brickyard. I'm in a good mood today, John, man. I just come from working in the broadcast booth at North Wilkesboro. I mean, dude, it is just, I'm in a giddy mood right now, brother. And look at Gonzalez.
Sounds
He's
great.
thinking tacos. He's in the lead.
Not for long. One, he didn't pit. Two, that's Daniel Falk's. I'm just saying.
He said,
I mean, let's be honest here. We knew this was going to happen. I just figured maybe another lap, but nah, Falkingham said, I ain't got time for this. I'm just really, I don't understand Jose's thinking here. We saw 4 guys do this last time by and how fast they dropped it back to the field. And we're past halfway now. I don't understand the gamble, but then again, I'm not a great driver.
that's right.
No. Yeah, thanks, Wesley. You didn't have to agree with that. Oh, my God.
I'm sorry, not catching the back end of that. 3-1, look at this, 3-1.
Oh, 3 wide doesn't work. Watch out for Brown.
Oh.
Wow.
Working off the west end.
Luckily,
By the way, on a serious note, John, on a serious note, we are coming up on lap number 44 when they come back down the back straightaway to the west end of the speedway. And you see DeBrown, you see Campbell right alongside in that Trans Service 44. John said his mother passed away today. We are going to pause for just a moment, rest our voices as we pay homage and our respects and memory to Mrs. Campbell. Godspeed. As they work their way off of turn number 4 here at the world's greatest race course, virtually the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, you see, ironically, teammates of Trans Service of Macklin and Campbell with one another. And again, John, just our way of being able to pay our respects to let Mr. Racing Glenn Cowboy Campbell know that we are thinking about him, but most of all, paying our respects and memory to the passing of his mother. Definitely.
Yep. Great thing to do too. I like Glenn, man. I've known Glenn for a few years now. I'm the one that coined his nickname, the Rhinestone Racer. Of course, you know where it came from. I mean, come on, Glenn Campbell, the Rhinestone Cowboy song, loved it. But Glenn's a good guy, man. Love
Yes.
racing with Glenn, man. Great guy. He's done a lot for the SIM500 too. He brought Trans Service to the series, and they've stuck around for a couple years in the Cup Series. Now they sponsor the Truck Series. So a lot of great work being done by Glenn. So this is the least we can do just to give him some consolation. Look at these guys bumping and rubbing right here. Falkingham and Ryan going at it. Ryan for the lead. This is for the lead. Oh, my God. I just realized that.
Falkingham under attack. Here comes Ryan. And John, remember, Jeff had problems earlier in the 99.
No, this is Tommy, his brother.
Tommy Ryan, my apologies. Tommy Ryan in the 99. Yes.
Wow, but did you see him muscle his way past Falkingham? As they went down the front stretch, he bumped him, he banged him, he doored him a little bit there.
I just love it. I love it.
That's just somebody saying, hey, look, man, I know who you are, and I don't care. And look who's right there on the 6th there. Falkingham back to 2nd. He's got Mike Kelly in that PPG Ford Mustang breathing down his neck now for that spot. I'm wondering what's going on. Maybe Falkingham's in fuel conservation mode right now. We talked about that. They went back to green right on lap 43, which was right on the window to make it all the way on fuel. So maybe Falkingham's just trying to save a little bit of fuel right now just to make sure he's good to go in case there's maybe late race caution with a green, white checker or something like that. He wants to stay out. We'll see how it works out for him. But I just don't think it's because he's having problems, Wesley. I think it's just because he's being smart.
Yeah, for sure. And right now, as we close in on what will be the final 30 laps to go here, whenever they hit lap number 50, it's 35, under 35 remaining for the time. And then, well, we got a car on the pit lane. Jose Gonzalez. Yeah. Macho Taco, remember he played the psych job on everybody?
Well, he got psyched is what happened.
I guess it ain't working now. Now he's pitting.
Yeah, he's gonna wind up going almost a lap down. The leaders probably will catch him. Yeah, here they come down the front stretch right now, and he's just coming off pit road, so he's gonna wind up going a lap down. But that's okay. You know, you got to play the cards you dealt, and sometimes you deal yourself with bad cards.
Watching these guys working their way back around the racetrack.
Doug Roth's on pit road now, too. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yes, sir. Ryan Falkingham. Look at Roth, the STP number 43 car.
I love that car.
I did. Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful looking car. Is it? Our producer says that he's thinking of ice cream when he sees the 43 car.
What?
Sherbert ice cream.
How high 43. Are you right now?
Is it like cotton candy, maybe like a cotton candy color, if you will? I would say I think John. I have to say I concur with our producer.
I don't know, man. I've never seen blue sherbet. Oh, but look at this. I do see cars going 2 wide, 3 wide right here.
2 wide, 3
blue
wide.
sherbet.
Any kind of way ride. Yes.
Ooh, blue raspberries.
Yes,
we gotta
sir.
stop talking about food, dude. I'm on a diet. I'm trying to lose weight.
It's called.
We're getting off the rails. Back on the rails here.
It's called deep
Oh
and
my
wide.
goodness. I don't know, man. Look at this Parker down the inside now, trying to get by Macklin in that 30 car. Buckingham has, he's still in second right there, but he hasn't given up any more spots. So that's what I think's going on. He was just trying to get somebody in front of him in the draft off of, maybe save a little bit of fuel.
Fun times again over here coming up later tonight. We're going to do it again with the SIM500, the Northwest Racing Series tonight for the SIM500 you're watching now from Indianapolis. Do not go anywhere. iRacing on LSRTV. Just stay on iRacing on LSRTV. Watch a couple of previous replays of things, and then just come back and join us whenever we drop the green flag coming up here later tonight for the coverage of the Northwest Racing Series tonight. Yes. Get all that, John? Jot that down. Ah, cool.
I think I know what the internet problem is. I was talking just now and holding the wrong button down. I apologize, Wesley.
Well, that explains all the...
Yes. Sorry.
It's like, what in the world?
Where'd John go? He's right here. You just pushed the wrong button. What I was saying is, for those of you out there in YouTube land watching the broadcast right now, our viewers, if you've got questions for us, post them up in chat. We'll try to get to them and, give you a little shout out if you do.
Yeah. Love giving shout outs to our awesome fans here. Hashtag LSRTV, tweet your seat, if you will.
This is probably, now I'm not saying this in a derogatory fashion.
Yeah.
But this is probably going to be kind of a not so action-packed segment of the race. I can't say that on the air, Cody, but yes, that's what I mean. And my reasoning for saying that is this: we're in that section of the race where we've already had a couple cautions, right? But fuel management is coming into play here. People are trying to make sure they can get to the end of this race because they think it's going to go green the rest of the way. So they're not going to do a whole lot of hard driving, a whole lot of crazy, going to put pressure on the right rear tire, eat up some fuel kind of stuff. We're going to see these guys like Jakina back here. He's dropping back a little bit, getting up a couple spots, but he wants to make sure he can get to the end. So yeah, this is going to be a section of the race, and I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of action going on. So folks, if we start talking about strange things, just bear with us.
We'll do our best, definitely, to try to stay on subject with everything that's going on. But John, I'll be honest, we're in this time of the race right here where it's kind of pucker up time, as they say in Armageddon. It's time to settle in for the long haul and make that run to the finish. And if there's going to be any kind of crazy last-minute daring shenanigan, bold moves, bonsais to the finish, it's probably going to be with under 10 laps to go. I mean, I really think that. And mind you, we've only had 2 yellow flags of this race so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's like I said a minute ago, I just don't think these guys are going to want to press any issues right now. They're not going to want to get out there and possibly be the reason the caution comes out or anything like that. They want this race to go and see if their strategy pays off for them. So we'll see how this pans out for some of these guys. Eric Arnold back there in 13th. We saw him involved in the very first caution. He's worked his way back up to 13th.
Did you say wasabi? Did you just say wasabi?
No.
Oh,
I said
never
he
mind.
wormed his way, but that's not what I meant.
Okay.
I don't look, man. Wasabi's not my thing. My introduction to wasabi was purely by accident. I went to a Chinese restaurant once off a military post I was stationed at, and I thought the little green stuff was like a sherbet of some sort.
Yeah.
And brother, my wife was so worried about me. She called 911. She thought I was having a heart attack.
Your life
big old
never been the same since then, huh?
Oh man. Mm-hmm. A pickle? My brother did the same thing. Sorry, folks, if you can't hear our producer. He was just telling a comical story about how he mistook a jalapeno for a pickle. And my response is, yes, my brother did the exact same thing in a place in Shreveport called the Catfish Shack. And we were I was like maybe 10 years old. He was 8, and he used to love pickles up to that point. And then he didn't trust pickles after that. But anyway, back on track here. We have seen a couple of guys swap places here. We saw DeBrown get around Macklin. Parker's kind of working his way up. So these are guys that I guess they're sure right now that they can go the rest of the way on fuel. Speaking of that, Falkingham, Wesley, 2 laps ago, he was almost 1.3 seconds behind Ryan. He has closed that gap now, less than half a second behind Ryan. I think he's done his calculations. He's figured out he's good to go to the end now as well. So we might see the racing action pick up a little bit here.
We hope, mind you.
Well, look at Macklin. Macklin's like, dude, you're in my way. Get out the way.
Certainly, look at the Macklin's get a little impatient. DeBrown is also there, and I hate to say this, Kevin DeBrown's in the middle of that trans-service sandwich.
Oh. Yes, DeBrown is indeed between 2 trans-service cars on track.
That's right.
And we see Macklin working his way up. Now he's going to put some pressure on Josh Parker in that 81 car, trying to get by him, going down the front stretch into turn 1. Going to make the pass. Clear him right there, going down through turn 1. And watch that car as he goes through the turn. When you go down that deep into the corner right there, sometimes that car really wants to break loose, especially a car. But he makes it through just fine and moves on. So put Macklin up to 4th now, setting his sights on Kelly up there in the 2 car, the PPG Ford Mustang we saw earlier. And we talked about Falkingham, Wesley, definitely closing that gap up on Tommy Ryan.
Inside, Brown battles there, and there goes now the number 81, Josh Parker, will follow. We close in on those final 30 miles. 30 laps, over 30 laps is what I meant to say. Yes.
Let's get that camera back up on Falkingham because he's definitely really into Tommy Ryan. I imagine we're going to have a fight for the lead here in the next lap or so, especially when we see right up ahead of Tommy Ryan. We got some lap traffic in the form of Jose Macho Taco Gonzalez.
Ole, ole, he is happy.
Yeah,
Man, how cool would it be if he could win? You know that?
Who?
If he could win tonight.
Gonzalez?
Yeah, Gonzalez.
Oh, he's got a long way to go and a short time to get there, buddy.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking.
He ain't eastbound and down either. But look at this. We saw Falkingham pull right up onto the bumper of Tommy Ryan, which I bet Tommy wasn't expecting that. So he drove into that corner a little harder than he wanted. You saw him washed up. Probably had to get out of the gas a little bit, maybe tap the brake. And we're going to watch this on board now with Daniel Falkingham going down all the way down the front stretch right here. See if he can't get back up on that back bumper of Tommy Ryan. Meantime, you're watching ahead of Tommy Ryan. You can see that car of Jose Gonzalez just pulling away. Jose's got some fresh tires on there. That's why he's a lap. Well, he was a lap down. He's now back on the lead lap. And we saw Falkingham pull up to the bumper, but I guess maybe that dirty air is causing him to have a little bit of an issue passing Tommy Ryan. We've always said getting to a guy is one thing. Passing is a completely different story here at Indianapolis. In the meantime, this fight between Falkingham and Ryan is taking place 1.5 seconds ahead of Mike Kelly in the 2 car. Mike got himself a 2-second lead back to Macklin in 4th. Kevin DeBrown back there in 5th. Glenn Campbell 6th. Henderson 7th. 8th is Josh Parker 9th. Blazer the 18 and 10th. Rounding out top 10. Randy Yoakum in the 8 car. Randy definitely having a better night tonight than he did last night in the Xfinity race. He was an early exit due to an incident last night. We were riding on board there in the in car with Daniel Falkingham. Now we're back out to the cameras on track, watching Falkingham. Looks like he's giving up some room now. Tommy Ryan is falling back just a little bit. Like I said, once you get up to the guys, one thing, getting past him, especially in this dirty air, this far into the run, it's going to be difficult. Let's see how far in the run we are right now. These guys last pitted on lap 39, so about 20 laps into it. That's about the spot where the tires start to give up a little bit, and it'll be hard for these guys to make moves on track. But man, what a distance they've got. So Wesley, did you find the concession stand okay, buddy? He's still gone. Okay. I thought he was back. That might have been you. On track right now, you're watching Glenn Campbell making moves on Kevin DeBrown right there. That's going to move Campbell up to the top 5 right there. He's going to bring Eric Henderson at 37 with him, trying to get around DeBrown now coming off of 4 down the front stretch. He's going to try and complete that pass. That'll move him up to 6th. DeBrown back to 7th, or will it? DeBrown fighting back on the outside. Going to go down into turn 1 on the outside. Not going to be able to get in front of Henderson and clear him. Henderson's going to clear him going down into 1. Let's go for the short shoot there between 1 and 2. Then down into turn 2 right here. This is my worst spot on track. Turn 2 ate my lunch last night. And, excuse me, back up front, though, still Tommy Ryan, a little bit over 0.3 of a second ahead of Falkingham. Mike Kelly has dropped back from those two, though. He's falling back into the clutches of Brian Macklin and company. Speaking of Brian Macklin, he's under fire right now from the 44 car of Glenn, the Rhinestone Racer Campbell. He makes that pass, move Campbell now up to 4th. He sets his sights now on Mike Kelly in that 2 car. Macklin back there in 5th place. Henderson 6th, Kevin DeBrown 7th, Glazer 8th, Yoakum 9th, Josh Parker back to 10th. That's your top 10 right now. We're going to take a quick commercial break, folks. When we come back, we'll continue the green flag coverage. And hopefully Wesley will be back from the concession stand at that point. And I hope he brings me some sherbet ice cream. Stay tuned to LSRTV. We'll be right back.
This tree is going to look great here.
Did you call 811 to protect your underground utilities?
I can't wait to see these roses come up.
Dig, dig, dig! Wait, we forgot to call 811.
Before you dig, make sure you can. Call 811 to know what's below. It's up to all of us to protect the ones we love.
This is our series,
so many different pieces that you have to watch out for,
where the stakes are always higher.
$300,000.
Where virtual meets reality.
How bad do you want it?
They're wasting no time getting at it.
Where the best thrive and the flawless win. This is the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series.
Well,
and
welcome back. Yeah.
Sorry.
John, you just needed to do play-by-play in my absence, but I'm back now, my friend. Yes, sir. Hey, and John, Ryan is still leading. Under 20 to go. Tommy Ryan is taking it to Daniel Falkingham.
Well, let's talk about that. I don't know what Daniel's game is right now. He has pulled up twice. Oh, well, right there, his game is bouncing off the wall. That's going to hurt a little bit. I was going to say before that was he's getting up on the bumper of Ryan, and then he backs off. I don't know if he's having difficulty making the pass or if he's just gauging how he's going to make the pass when he does go to do it. Not real sure. But that's definitely going to break some momentum right there. He lost 0.2 just in that little wall smack alone. However, let's talk about Glenn Campbell. Campbell has surged all the way up to 4th. He's set his sights on Mike Kelly while you were away, and he's gaining time on Mike Kelly. Or Mike Kelly's falling back, however you want to look at it. These guys have encountered lap traffic in the form of Doug Roth. They made their way by him okay. But as you see right there on track, you've got Ryan and Falkingham kind of right there. Then a little further back, you've got Mike Kelly by himself. Right there, coming off of that turn right there, going for the short shoot. And then behind him, you've got Campbell tracking him down. Campbell's bringing company. Campbell's got Macklin and Anderson and DeBrown with him and Glazer, so they're coming.
Ryan Falkingham. There you see Roth coming off the corner. There you see still Campbell and Macklin hooked up with each other. That's for the 4th and 5th position on the racetrack. John, for the most part, a fairly clean race, my friend. I mean, you know, we've had a couple of thrills and spills along the way, but for the most part, this is 2 yellow flags, 4 caution laps only, 5 lead changes, and for the most part, it's been the Falkingham show until Tommy Ryan has came out of nowhere in this final green flag run after a caution.
Tommy Ryan made a great push for the lead right there. Literally pushed his way into the lead and kind of manhandled Falkingham doing it. And Daniel's been content, I guess, ready to ride right there behind Tommy, not letting him get out of his sights too far, but hasn't quite been able to get up to him and make the pass. So we'll see how it works out for him. The top 5 is being challenged right now. Macklin around Campbell for 4th, so that's going to push Campbell back to 5th. You got Henderson fighting with DeBrown right there. DeBrown moving up to 6th now. So a lot of action right there with those 4 cars. They've been passing each other left and right for the last 5 or 6 laps. For the most part, that's where all the battles are, is right here. Everybody else back there is content to ride around and just finish the race, it looks like, as we got 16 laps to go here, Wesley.
Back straight away. Hits the back stretch. There you see that angle from 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th on back. That's Campbell, the Brown, Macklin, Henderson, all there in that little conga line of traffic. And nobody's catching Ryan. And honestly, whatever happened to Falkenham, John, he's fell back to almost a second to the lead.
Are you watching the same race I am? Because Falkenham's right there now.
We've got to fight for the lead. Score. Oh, my apologies. I'm sorry. I was looking at timing and scoring.
No worries, man. I'm like, he's right there.
Were smudged. My glasses were smudged. I was trying to call a different race. My bad, everybody.
No
he is, as my CRN colleague, Bruce Barrett, he is right there. Oh, down to the inside.
Oh, he got wicked loose right there. And that's going to hurt him. That's going to burn that right rear up. We talked about that earlier in the race. You can't do that. You're going to lose grip on that right rear tire. And it's going to make entering and exiting these corners so much more difficult now.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. While you were gone, he did the same thing. He can get right up to the bumper of Tommy, but he just can't get by him. I don't think he's got the car enough to get by him. Look how loose he is. Good Lord. And the big difference is you don't see Tommy Ryan getting loose like that. So you know Daniel's driving the wheels off his car.
Ryan Falkenham. There you see now, 1 and 2. To the home stretch we go. Closing in on under 15 remaining. Remember, we take off next Monday night. Got to have a little break here. We come back and we reset with a 3-race run to the round of 20 to the playoffs after another week off when that concludes. But John, 100 laps at Michigan, 60 laps on the road course at Watkins Glen for the International Cup, and then 100, well, I guess it's 200 miles, 80 laps at the Daytona International Speedway night race. The night race.
I love the race. Working on some night moves.
There you go, Bob Sigler.
I can't believe they're going to do that many laps at Watkins Glen.
Yeah.
That's a lot of laps at Watkins Glen,
60 laps on the road course at Watkins Glen. Ain't that something? Huh?
Isn't that like a full race? I mean, they do like 60 laps in the full race in the real world, right?
I believe it's when they do the Glen race. I think it's 81 laps or 94 laps.
Oh,
it used to be something of that equivalent. So yeah.
Yeah, 60 laps at Watkins Glen makes my arms hurt just thinking about it. It really does.
Fly by. It'll fly by. I promise you.
I'm one of those idiots that likes to drive with full force feedback turned on, so it hurts. And I'm old. I'm old and broken. Wow. Well, here we go. Campbell under fire now from Kevin to Brown. Kevin to Brown. Oh, who's on pit road? Is that Mike Kelly? Yeah, Mike Kelly's on pit road.
PPG Paints #2 on pit road.
So I'm wondering if these guys can't make it all the way. Maybe he didn't save enough fuel under caution. Maybe he just doesn't want to risk running out of fuel in the last lap. Now, he pitted a lap last time pitted was lap 39 like everybody else under caution. So, interesting move here as we see a lot of guys starting to give up some positions here. Macklin, Campbell falling back now.
Yeah.
You know, I wonder if these guys are just realizing, hey, fuel, we don't have enough.
New leader.
Oh, wow.
Wow, Tommy Ryan coming down to the pit lane. The Virginia 811 entry Chevrolet. Falkenham will go to the lead. John, can these other cars go to the finish? That's the question.
I'm thinking maybe not.
Come on, my.
Now, do you take 4 tires of fuel or just a splash of gas? What do you do here? Yoakum's on pit road. Tommy Ryan's on pit. Let's see what Ryan does here. He's going to take tires.
Wow.
So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe Falkenham stays out until he has to pit and just takes a splash of gas to try and stay out in front of these guys.
Possibly. Just possibly.
I mean, I'm guessing they're maybe a lap or two short, maybe 2 laps short tops. So if he just takes a splash of gas, he can probably hold on. Whoa! Psych, he's coming in now. Never mind.
Oh my goodness, John, he gives up the lead. Are these cars not able to go to the finish?
I'm wondering how short they are.
Yeah, John, remember Pocono last
Yes,
Monday night?
Parker runs out of gas with 200 yards from the finish line. Yeah. Yes, I do remember.
200 yards. I mean, God almighty.
That's enough to make you curse on the air, right?
Do what?
I said that's enough to make you curse on the air.
I mean, seriously. Literally.
Oh. So now Glazer and DeBrown are leading. The Glazer up front hasn't won since the Winter Series. No, wait, he won at Bristol. I'm sorry. Yeah, he won at Bristol, but still, he's up front now. Again, like I said, I wonder how close these guys are. I wonder if anybody's going to try and maybe just push it as far as they can and come in for a splash to stay in front of these guys. You know what I'm saying? Look at how much Falkingham gave up coming down pit road. He is all the way back to 23rd, 24th, somewhere in there by the time it washes out. So if you can push this thing to maybe 2 laps to go, then just duck in and get a splash, you'll be set.
By the way, don't forget Northwest Racing Series tonight at Indianapolis. And,
the Brown out of shape.
Look at this. Hold on there.
Goodness.
That could have been one word, John, crash, and instead it was remarkable that they saved it.
Yes. I mean, well, that's 2 things. That's a damn good driver saving his car, and let's admit it, the Brown's one of the best. But also, it's Macklin and Campbell cutting him the room to save that car, giving him the space to save it.
Amazing.
That is an earmark of great drivers that you see here in the SIM500 group.
You're exactly right.
I tell you what, the competition here is enough to drive you to drinking. I'm just saying.
Is that?
I used to think I was good at iRacing, and then I came here.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Dude, I've got wins. I got a lot of wins in official races. I come here, and I suck. I suck. And they will remind you every lap.
Glazer now, believe it or not, John, in the lead. Bentley Glazer. We haven't mentioned him in a P1 spot since he won the wild dirt race at Bristol.
Which was really wild. That was a wild race indeed. And I tell you what, right now we're watching the Brown under fire from Macklin. I want to know who's going to make the gamble. Who's going to do it? Who's going to gamble and stretch this thing out as far as they can and maybe duck and take a splash and go. That's what I want to see. Now, Falkingham and Tommy Ryan, both of those new tires have worked their way up to 18th and 19th, respectively. But I'll tell you what, I don't know how it's going to shake out for them. We got 7 to go here, Wesley. 7 to go.
7. 6 laps to go when they come back around to the start-finish line. Glazer, Macklin, DeBrown, Campbell, Parker. That's your top 5. Mons, Henderson, Comstock, Beasley, and Simley as it stands right now in the top 10. Macklin's car in 2nd. And John, I got to give an attaboy, Glenn Campbell. He's not won a race since he won the Blizzard finale in the Winter Series. But with everything he's dealing with, a solid top 5 for the 44. And Macklin looking good as well in that number 30. But does he got enough time to run down Bentley Glazer? And the big question mark is, do any of these drivers, can they go the distance or do they got to pit? 7 to go. Now make it 6 to go as they cross into turn 1.
That is a fantastic question. I don't have an answer for it. I wish I did.
It is absolutely amazing watching now Bentley Glazer. John, he wrapped up, he changed the wrap on his car.
Yes, he did.
I like it.
He's got him a new Mountain Dew. He's definitely a Mountain Dew guy, obviously. We've seen like 6 different Mountain Dew schemes on his car.
Yeah.
But this is a new one and very unique. I like it. I like it a lot. It's very simple. I'm a simple paint design guy. That's just what I like to run. But you've seen the cars that I paint. They're not simple. So anyway, but yeah, that's a good looking paint scheme, and it might bring him some luck tonight. This is his first night with that paint scheme, and look at him out front with 6 to go.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Buckingham
Fresh rubber will do it.
Just turned the fastest lap of the day, 52.82 on lap number 74. But it's a little too late to do the right thing now.
Yeah, he's going to have a hard time getting his way back up front. I mean, he's 17th now, 12.5 seconds with 5 laps to go. He might break the top 10, but I don't think he'll catch the leader.
John, what are we going to do with ourselves next Monday night, brother? I mean,
sleep. I don't even know. I don't know what you've got planned, you young turd, but I'm going to bed early.
I am getting ready for football, man. Come on, football starts this week. Races all week. Football, Hall of Fame game on Thursday. iRacing on Thursday night. Yes.
That's gonna be me at 9 p.m.
Obviously,
Central Standard Time
John
Monday
is not
night.
A fan of football.
No, I love football, but I'm going to bed early.
Yeah,
I have a DVR, sir.
Oh, there you go. VMix, live drone flying via VMix. We'll figure it out, right? 4 laps to go. Hey, by the way, John, I can't really unveil everything, but we are working on the itinerary to broadcast finish line with our cameras like we did back in Caraway and Carteret County back at the beginning of the month of July on 4th of July weekend. So that's pretty cool. Finish line from North Wilkesboro Speedway live.
So real quick, 4 to go.
Yes.
And I've been doing some calculating. That's why I was a little bit quiet there. I think Glazer's going to be a lap short.
You really? Could we see in the second week in a row on another 2.5-mile track somebody running out of fuel shy of the finish? 3 to go.
We're going to find out in 3 laps. But, I mean, looking at the math, he's a lap short. So we're going to find out.
We will see. Coming up, John.
But he's not the only one, though. Let me rephrase that. The guys behind him all pit at the same time.
That's
However,
right.
They've been riding around in a draft. They've been riding around in his air. So they could probably lift a little bit, you know, and save maybe a centimeter of gas. I don't know.
So
but, man.
I wonder, John, if we could go on board with Bentley Glazier and see if he is burping the throttle or if he is cutting the car off.
Let's find out. Let's go on board with him real quick.
And Macklin, by the way, is reeling him in.
Yes, he is. And I don't see him. He's not cutting that car any slack, brother.
He's hashtag WTHO.
Yes, sir.
2 to go here in Indianapolis.
Here comes Macklin on the inside, fighting for that lead now. See, here's what Bentley's thinking. I mean, I think this is what he's thinking. Macklin's got just as much fuel as I do. So let's see how hard he wants to push it.
Macklin, Chevrolet, Toyota battle for the lead. Macklin powers up to the front. He'll put that Toyota P1 and for a second there, Glazier was about to eat the concrete. He's off the pace, but he keeps on going.
He's going to try and draft now, I think, on Macklin. Just try to make it to the finish of this race. 2 to go. Oh, buddy. Nail biter. Here we go again. Pocono all over again.
Nail biter, cringe, bite your nails, ladies, men. I don't know. They come out of the line. It'll be the CRN. 1 to go. It is 1 lap remaining for the field as they cross the yard of bricks here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Macklin is looking to go to victory lane. Final time as they send it off into turn number 1 and 2. It would be his 3rd win of the year if he can get it done. He's been on a slump for a while, though, John. He's on the back straightaway for the final time here at Indianapolis.
He's got one eye on that fuel pressure gauge, the other eye looking in the mirror, looking for Glazier, see where Glazier's going to go. Down the backstretch we go for the final time, down into 3. Does he have the gas to make it? Does anybody in the top 5 have the gas to go all the way down through 3 for the final time, Wesley?
He won the wild race at Daytona to start the year. He won back on Memorial Day at Charlotte. And now, Brian Macklin still continues to work to the west end of the speedway through the short chute out of turn number 4, ready to come to the line. And now there is 3 wins for for Brian Macklin. He survives the fuel gamble. He survives the chaos and mayhem that is the 5th running of the Brickyard 200 as they are wrecking across the start-finish line. 5, 6 cars, it looks like, have piled in at start-finish, crossing the yard of bricks, but it's all for naught. But on the caution lights all you want to, John. This race is over. Brian Macklin in the Trans-Service Toyota Camry will pick up his 3rd iRacing win in the SIM500 NC8 One Call Before You Dig Cup Series 2022 season, and it's another special one, just like Charlotte, obviously Daytona.
Oh, no.
This is, of course, the 5th Brickyard 200.
Campbell ran out of fuel before the finish. That's where all the wrecking came from.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And he's going to settle for outside the top 10, 11th spot. Man, that's heartbreak for Campbell.
Yes, it is. I'm stunned at the fact that nobody else ran out of gas. I don't know. I don't even know how Macklin's going to make it all the way back around. I cannot wait for these post-race interviews. He made it all the way back around one more lap. So I want to talk to these guys and find out how they managed to save 2 laps of fuel. But man, what a race. What a heartbreaker for Glenn Campbell. Absolute heartbreaker. But I'm sure he's glad it's over too, though.
John Muschin's going to carry you guys home the rest of the way. Everybody enjoy the rest of your week. Have fun. Get out to the racetrack. Support racing if you can. Dirt, pavement, drag racing, karting, monster trucks. Doesn't matter. And, of course, if you ever get a chance to, you get the itch, jump on iRacing and join us if you can. SIM500 has leagues active except for Saturday night every Sunday through Friday. Here is the unofficial results for round number 19 for the NC811 Call Before You Dig Cup Series for the E5 SIM500 Esports League. Brian Macklin picks up his 3rd win this year. Bentley Glazer looking for his 2nd win after the Bristol Dirt Race victory, but he come up shy. Kevin Brown, 3rd. Josh Parker, 4th. Justin Mons in the top 5. David Comstock, Daniel Falkenham, Tommy Ryan, Joey Jatina, another solid top 10, John, and Richard Beasley, the Atlanta winner, another top 10 of the Tide Ride number 10 at Indianapolis.
What an outstanding finish for that guy right there. 11th place is going to go to Glenn Campbell. Unfortunately, runs out of gas right there on the front stretch. Eric Arnold, 12th. Scott Simley, 13th. Mike Kelly, 14th. Elliot Henderson, 15th. Nelson Rivera, 16th. 17th goes to Gerald Livingston. 18th to Bobby Wetzel in the 9-car. Randy Yoakum in the 8-car finishes 19th. Andrew Teft, new guy to the league. Welcome aboard, Andrew. Good run tonight. Top 20. He finishes there in 20th. Let's see. Charles Woods, 21st. Tony Benfield, 22nd. Jose Macho Taco Gonzalez, 23rd. Jimmy Coleman, 24th. Doug Ross, 25th. Ron Holyfield, 26th. 27th. Doug Sigmund. Brian Wortman, 28th. Tyler Dalton, 29th. Mike Montezi, 30th. And your last few cars in the race, Jeff Ryan, 31. John Fowler, wrecked out, 32nd. And Robert Freer, 3rd, wrecked out, 33rd.
That's coming up, John. We'll take you, everybody, back to interviews with the top 3 guys. And we do Bon Voyage from Indianapolis for just a little while, probably about less than an hour's time. We're back here again for coverage of the Pacific Northwest drivers of iRacing and the Northwest Racing Series Cup Series from Indianapolis. Justin Prince and myself will have simulcast coverage for iRacing on LSRTV and on the Community Radio Network. John, it is always fun working with you, buddy. Enjoy the week off. We'll come back in 2 weeks. Getting ready for Michigan, Watkins Glen, Daytona, all on the way. SIM500, check it out. And John will grab our top 3 when we return to iRacing on LSRTV.
You have fun up there at North Wilkesboro, brother. I'm jealous.
It is. Listen, I've had the privilege to do so many things, but it is an honor to be at North Wilkesboro. But Bud, it's always fun working with you as well. So he's going to grab the top 3, ladies and gentlemen, and I will see you in 2 weeks at Michigan.
And welcome back to another great finish, another fuel mileage race. Go figure. Here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, we had one last week at Pocono. Saw the heartbreak for Parker. This time, the heartbreak was for, well, really anybody. I mean, Glenn Campbell runs out of gas coming across turn 4 there. You look at Daniel Falkingham, Tommy Ryan. They pitted thinking that nobody else would be able to go all the way. They managed to claw their way back up to the top 10, but they gave up the top 2 spots. But the guy that benefits from all that, Brian Macklin, won this thing. We'll talk to him in a minute, but first, we're going to have words with the third place driver. And, oh, 1 second. I've lost. You still got me, Cody?
Yeah, we're here.
Hello? Okay, now, can you hear me? All right, sorry guys. Okay, here you. I'm back. I apologize. Little technical issues there with my setup. But our third place driver, Kevin DeBrown. Kevin, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good. How you doing, John?
Panicking, man. I couldn't hear anything for a second there. But man, what a race! I mean, look, man. You go back and watch the replay. Me and Wesley had no clue who was going to make it to the end and who wasn't. At what point did you realize that you were actually going to make it to the end and you could drive the car the way you wanted to?
Honestly, when I knew I was going to make it was 10 to go, I just didn't know when was the right time to turn up the heat. And obviously, Macklin figured that out, and he got the head of us. And I'll take a third place out of that.
Well, I mean, it was a very interesting race. We had one early caution, then another freak caution when Dalton lost control coming off pit road. But other than that, what were your thoughts on Indianapolis tonight, man? You've this is this package's first trip here. What'd you think about it?
I think it was pretty fun. It's out of control a bit, and just the way I like it, honestly. I can't stand driving tight setup at all.
I hear you.
But yeah, honestly, I'd love to come back.
All right, so look, next week, man, we're going to head over to a beast of a speedway at Michigan. Well, not next week. I'm sorry, 2 weeks from tonight. What are your thoughts going into Michigan?
Don't die, pretty much. Hopefully we can keep getting these good finishes and might be able to beat Daniel on the points come the end of the season.
Well, there you have it, folks. Third place, Kevin DeBrown. Kevin, you got anybody you want to thank for the run tonight, bud?
Yes, of course. Chris Caboose for painting the beautiful paint scheme. Racing Pride for coming on this season. You guys putting on a beautiful broadcast. Can't wait to watch. SIM500, and yeah, I appreciate it.
We appreciate you, man. Thanks for being candid with us every time we interview you, and you've been having some great runs. Look forward to more of that down the road.
Thanks, guys.
And there you have it, folks. Third place, Kevin DeBrown, which, by the way, I'm going to take a little credit for that nickname. Going back, what, 5 years ago, Kevin?
Yeah, since I first joined the league, I do believe.
I think you came in with Kevin D. Brown, and me and another guy kind of ran with Kevin DeBrown, and I think it sticks. It works good for you, buddy.
It works good. I appreciate that.
And next up, we've got Bentley Glazer ran second tonight. Almost got himself another win. Bentley won at Bristol, which was another crazy race. If you guys get a chance, go back and watch the replay of that one. Bentley, this is John. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. How are you?
Well, man, you guys just love making me look stupid every week. I'm like, oh, they can't go this far on fuel. There's no way they can do it. And you do it, and you go further. But tonight was a nail-biter. What point did you see yourself finishing this race so well tonight?
I felt like I had decent speed, like top 10 speed, but there at the end, I remember I wasn't able to race last week, but I saw that it was a fuel mileage race, so. And my teammate and me, we thought we could only go like 35 laps, and then I was going and it said, 36 laps, and there was 37 to go, and I started saving pretty early on. And I don't know, I got pretty excited there for a second. I thought maybe I could steal another one, but it was a good race, and I had a little bit extra fuel, but I started trying to go fast, and I just didn't have the speed, and got my doors blown off.
Yeah, that's always a question mark when you're getting down into the race and it's close on fuel. Like what, when am I able to go? When am I able to get back on the gas when I want to? What point was that for you?
Oh, was that?
At what point did you figure out in the race that you're good to go on gas and you can now drive the wheels off that thing?
About 10 to go, I knew I could make it, but I couldn't go any faster than I was, or I definitely ran out. And then I just had that last lap at the end to try something, but nope.
All right, brother, we got anybody you want to thank for the run tonight?
I got to thank all my teammates at OGR, and thanks Charlie Woods for racing with me. And thanks to you guys for broadcasting, and thanks SIM500. And good win to Brian.
Thank you for your time, Bentley. That's Bentley Glazer, tonight's second place driver. He's already got one win on the season, locked comfortably into the top 20 and 5th place in points right now. And looking forward to Michigan next week. Coming up next, Brian Macklin, tonight's victor, yanks one from the jaws of the monster that we call Daniel Falkingham. Brian, what went through your mind when Falkingham pitted to go get fuel and you were thinking you could make it all the way? What went through your mind then?
Well, honestly, I was thinking as soon as we got into that green flag run that both him and Tommy were going to have to pit because they started off and they didn't try to save it all. They were running as hard as they could. And I knew from the moment we left pit road, it was going to be a fuel mileage race. It was going to be tight. I was saving fuel from the moment I pulled out of my pit box on that last pit stop, just trying to save every last drop that I could. The green flag came out and I let some guys go and I just kind of let the draft pull me around the track and I lifted early and then got a little bit later in the run and I started realizing I was a little bit closer than I'd like to be, so I started clutching and whatnot. But I knew probably 5 or 6 laps into that run that Daniel and Tommy were both going to have to pit, and then it became a matter of who was going to be able to save the best.
Well, I'll tell you, we were biting nails up in the booth, man, because I as usual, I do my research. I practice, I run laps myself at the tracks you guys are going to, the steps you guys use. And I came into this tonight thinking, okay, maybe 34 on the inside, 37 on the outside, but surely no more than that. And as usual, you guys proved me wrong. But once you had the math done, you figured out that you had this thing in the bag. What did that feel like for you, knowing that you were going to be able to pull something off here?
So the funny thing is I was saving all the way to the checkered flag. So I didn't 100% know that I was going to make it until I crossed the line. If you go back and watch the last lap, I clutched and shut the car off going into turn 1 and turn 3 both times because I was that close. I started running out in turn 1 after I took the checkered flag. So
oh, wow.
There was no mathematical equation that told me I was going to make it. What I did do is I knew I needed to be as close to the lead as possible. That way I could charge and try to get the lead and kind of control the race. And that's why when everybody else started falling back, Josh Parker fell back, Kevin fell back, Glenn, some of these other guys fell back, I started trying to get a little bit closer to the front. That way I could have a little bit more control of the race. And then if I needed to save, I was going to push it.
Well, this win's going to help you get into that top 20 for sure. This is going to change your points outlook. Right now, as it stands, you're 5th in points with only about a 58-point lead over that 20th spot. So I wouldn't say you're locked in. So you've got to go into Michigan with a head space of I've got to do good. So what are you going to do in Michigan? What are you going to do to keep yourself in this picture?
Well, I'd like to not get caught up in other people's problems like it seems like I do every week. Like at the beginning of this race when Nelson and Eric Arnold got together, I thought my car was going to be destroyed. Somehow I got away without a scratch. I don't know how because I got hit pretty hard in the door, but I'll take the luck because I haven't had much of it this year.
Oh, the netcode God smiled upon you, my son.
Yeah, amen to that. Real quick, I do just want to say I think you put him up here for that reason, but we found out some pretty devastating news about Glenn's family. I'm really happy I was able to get a win for Trans Service, and especially for Glenn, considering what's going on with his family right now. Glenn, I hope you're listening. I know that that's a tough time, and we're thinking about you.
You literally stole the words out of my mouth, Brian. I was just about to cue that. Thank you so much for that. And again, congratulations on the win. Do you have anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I got to thank Glenn and Trans Service for putting their name on my car the last 2 seasons. It's been a lot of fun representing them. This is my 4th win with them on the car in the Cup Series, so that's pretty cool. I got to thank you guys for putting on the broadcast every week. I can't wait to go back and watch this one and listen to the excitement of the final few laps.
You mean the confusion in my voice? Yeah, you'll hear that.
Confusion, excitement, it's all the same. Got to thank all the sponsors here at SIM500 because without them, we're not doing this. And all the admins, they do an amazing job putting together a series for pretty much every night of the week that gives us plenty of options and plenty of opportunities to come on here and have some fun.
Thank you so much for all of that, Brian. I second that, man. You got some great people that work behind the scenes here at SIM500, folks. If you want to get a part of this, get in on some of this action, head over to sim500.com. All righty, well, that's going to do it for our winner. Thank you so much for your time tonight, Brian.
Yes, sir. Have a good one, guys.
All right, you too, buddy. And finally, I've got Glenn Campbell up here in the booth with us, folks. Glenn's a friend of mine. I've known Glenn for a few years now, going back to my SRN days when I first started calling races here at Sim500. Glenn, you got me, buddy?
Yeah, I got you, John.
Brother, I wish to God I could hug you right now. I wish you were standing right next to me to give you a hug because I'm a hugger. And I know that you're going through some painful time right now, but I just want you to know that we here at LSRTV, man, we love you, and we're praying for you, man.
Well, John, you guys, I really, really appreciate that. Yeah, it's just tough to lose your mom. It's part of life, though. I'm a little older, John. I'm 61. and a lot of my friends are the same age, and it's happening to most of us. So, yeah, you just kind of get it starts happening everywhere. And yeah, we love my mom, and we're gonna celebrate her, have a celebration for her in a couple 3 weeks. But I appreciate you guys' love and support.
Well, hey, real quick, what was your mom's name?
Her name was Katie.
Katie.
Yep, Katie.
All right. Well, look, man, Miss Katie, I'm sure is looking down on you right now. That had to be a heartbreaker running out of gas like that. But my brother, you had a great race up to that point.
Well, two races in a row around on fuel coming out of turn 4. Did it at Pocono, did it today. Just not quite as good as Macklin, who I appreciate him running a trans service car, and he got a win for us. I had a car, had a car to compete, but I didn't, wasn't good enough saving fuel, and lost 6-7 spots there at the end. But it was fun.
Oh, yeah, brother. We were watching you. I mean, you were looking speedy out there at certain points in this race. That fuel monster, though, she got a lot of people time. Well, look, man, again, we love you. We're praying for you and your family, and we will see you in 2 weeks at Michigan, right?
I will be there. Thanks for LSRTV and everything you guys do up there in the booth. Have a good night.
All right, Glenn, thank you, brother. That's going to wrap it up for us tonight, folks, here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. As Wesley said, the world's greatest speedway. We had a great night, a lot of nail biting, a lot of calculations going on down on track. A fuel mileage race in the end. Brian Macklin comes away the eventual winner of an exciting race. And like I said, if you want to get in on part of this, head over to sim500.com. If you want to know more about what we do here at LSRTV, head over to livesimracing.com and check it out. Stop by our Facebook page. Shoot us a question on YouTube if you want to. My name's John Mushin for Wesley Outland up here in the booth with me earlier. Charles Wooten down in the broadcast trailer, giving us some great pictures and video. We are LSRTV. We will see you in 2 weeks at Michigan International Speedway. God bless and good night.